Hi, we're Ralph and Lonnie D'Amicus. We're going to be doing the forecast for March 2025. I would like to mention really quickly, we've been getting a lot of comments about the calendar we've referred to. So if you don't have your calendar, you might want to visit Planetary Calendar so that you can follow along with us. Can't believe we're already on the third week of March. We're going to do the week from the 16th to the 22nd. Bear with us while we work out our little gray box things and you all get used to it. But really, this is such a bad day with that
16th.
Square to Mars.
On the 16th.
On
yes.
the 16th, that's Sunday the 16th. And the sun is, the only hope is the sun parallel Neptune. And is that really?
Really.
So that void of course all day. Really don't plan anything important or plan for, if you can plan for disruption or being a space cadet or, whatever. I mean, Libra, things aren't going to be as pretty and balanced as that Libra moon would like.
It's kind of a good day for meditation because you will be able to kind of allow a whole stream of seemingly unrelated thought come into your head, which oftentimes is, the way in which our intuition works. It connects seemingly unrelated pieces together.
So if you do schedule something, plan for the fact that it may not go off.
Right, or that make sure you have a good list. Whenever there's a long void, of course, have a good list and work your way down through it.
Yeah, that really helps me.
Then on the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. And the moon is going to go into the sign of the eagle, aka Scorpio, at 12:30 a.m.
So that whole day is clear.
Yeah, exactly. And can be a very kind of self-directed day. There's not a lot going on. There's simply a square between
the moon and Pluto, and that's after. That's all day.
And that happens right after because Pluto's still like the first degree of Aquarius, so it's going to happen very early in the morning. And then the moon's going to get over it. So, and then on the 18th is a very easy day. You have just lunar aspects and only pleasant lunar aspects for nicely social.
I like those two trines because Venus and Saturn really get along very well.
Exactly.
And they get along even better with when Venus is retrograde because she looks to that support.
Exactly. So very pleasant day. Then on the Wednesday is the first letter that shows up after the H. It's I. It's because there's a lot going on. You have the moon is going to go into Sagittarius in the afternoon, but you have a number of trines and sextiles going on, and then you have a conjunction of the sun and Neptune. So I have to see what we wrote for I, because that's really interesting. The sun conjunct Neptune and trine the moon is a great time to move projects along, especially if it connects with people separated by distances. In other words, do the meeting online. Which makes sense. It made sense at the time when we wrote it.
Right.
Do the meeting online.
And that day is a little better than it looks at first glance because that opposition to Uranus is the only challenging aspect, and that happens while the moon is in Scorpio. So once the moon goes into Sagittarius, it's all supportive aspects for you.
And remember, Uranus is going to be changing sign this year, not just Neptune. We have a whole bunch of big planets changing sign this year. Now, on the 20th, the sun enters Aries. Happy spring equinox. It's a mild day otherwise than that. I mean, you have a nice trine between the moon and Mercury. That's always pleasant. It means mom and the kids are getting along. You have an opposition to Jupiter. So maybe your favorite aunt will call up and ask for a favor or something like that. Jupiter's kind of like the aunt and the uncle of the zodiac, of the solar system. Welcome to spring. The first day of Aries sees the sun entering the sign near Venus. Always pleasant. While there will be some lingering worries, thanks to the moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Gemini, there will be a youthful optimism welling up. Aries, begin counting down to your solar return. Yes. Whenever the sun gets back to where it was when you were born is your solar return. A lot of astrologers are consulted that time of year to give people a picture of the year ahead. It's very helpful.
I wanted to say quickly that opposition to Jupiter on the 20th is not as bad as it might seem.
Oh, no.
You know, I always think oppositions, because remember, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius.
Yes.
So there's more of a commonality than there is a total opposition there.
Yeah,
I like to
exactly.
point that out.
Yeah, the mutable signs, Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, they get along better than a lot of the other oppositions and
Because
squares.
they're mutable.
They're people. They're flexible. They
Which
adjust.
I had to marry him to find out about, because I am fixed.
But you have a mutable Mercury, and that's one of the reasons
And a
we get along
mutable
so well.
Mars. It's going to
Exactly.
get beat up. Boy.
Oh, no. No, we'll protect it. We'll give you crystals you can wear. So on the Friday, you have the moon is still in Sagittarius, the sign of the Archer. You have Venus sextile Pluto. So I don't know if that's going to be
Couple
real
of
personal.
squares there for the
Yeah.
Capricorns and Aquariuses, and to pay attention to with that square to Saturn.
Yeah, but the 22nd is kind of interesting, and that's actually K, and that's probably because of the Sun conjunct Venus. And whenever you get that happening, it's always interesting. With the Sun conjunct Venus in Aries and square the Moon, be careful about being too self-centered, and watch out for the narcissist in your life trying to take over your agenda. Yes, be careful with that. That the Sun conjunct Venus can be a little, having someone arrive in your house and start redecorating it. Every now and then you'll hear me add in like the Cancer, the Crab, or the Archer. Well, we're working on our book, Reclaiming Astrology from the Patriarchy, and in there we talk a great deal about the original meaning of the signs as an agricultural tool,
And how they reassigned
Yes,
the
yes.
icon that
Yes.
represented it
Yes.
to represent the patriarchy. So
Yes.
if you find especially this one embracing that new
Yes,
terminology,
yes.
you'll understand why he's a very feminine advocate.
yes, or very old terminology.
Yeah,
So, yes, before
yeah.
it was rebranded.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a fascinating project working on this book, and I think it's something we've kind of studied over 50 years of knowing the history of astrology, and it's just been wonderful and very illuminating. So we should have it out fairly soon, I think. We just finished editing the final chapter. Now we have to do the graphics. So
The fun part.
yes,
It's all been fun.
it's all been fun.
So thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube at Planetary Calendar Astrology. And if you don't have a calendar, come visit us at planetarycalendar.com. See you next time.